And we back. Now today's video we're doing an experiment, and that experiment is to see if the 2K developers really hate the Boston Celtics. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, how would that even be possible? That's too far-fetched, Kenny. And realistically, it's not that far-fetched. It wouldn't be the first time something like that has happened. Now back in the day with NBA Jam, the creator of NBA Jam hated the Bulls so much in the 90s that in NBA Jam, he made it impossible for the Chicago Bulls to make a last-second shot, making them lose more games than they probably should have. Now, the reason I'm asking, do the 2K developers hate the Boston Celtics, is because through all the videos I've done with rebuilds or different 2K challenges, one thing that I've noticed is that the Boston Celtics are always average. Just an average team. They make the playoffs. They're always like the 6, 7, 8 seed. Never do we see the Boston Celtics as one of the top seeds or even make it to the finals. They always get eliminated very early. So we got Kyrie, Jason Tatum, Gordon Hayward, Kemba Walker, Jaylen Brown, Al Horford, Terry Rozier. That team is going to be nice. I mean, it was already nice. And now they got Kemba to come off the bench, I guess. Hey, that's what they want to do. And you know what the Boston Celtics roster looks like. It is a roster that should be considered one of the best rosters in the league. Now, today's video, we're doing an experiment to see if that is true, if they actually hate the Boston Celtics. Now, in any experiment, we need to make sure that every variable is the same. So I'm going to show you the settings that we're going to use for every single part of this experiment. So in the setup, we're not changing anything. None of that is changing. Injuries are going to be completely off because if Kyrie gets injured, then of course they're going to lose more games. So injuries off. And then we're going to go to trades, and we're going to turn trades off completely because, I mean, any trade can alter a team and make them harder to beat or easier to beat. And you probably ask yourself, how do you do this experiment, Kenny? How can we tell if the 2K developers actually hate the Boston Celtics? Well, what we're going to do, we're going to easily just simulate this year. Again, no injuries, no trades, no nothing. See what their record is, see how far they get into the playoffs, and so on and so forth. And then next year, we're going to trade this entire roster, Kyrie, Jason Tatum, Gordon Hayward, to the Raptors. Exchanging the rosters completely and see if that same Boston Celtic roster would have a better record if they were a part of a different team. And we're going to do the same thing for coaches. So Brad Stevens will be the coach of the Raptors, and then we get Nick Nurse, the coach of the Boston Celtics. Now, if the 2K developers actually hate the Boston Celtics, then we should see this team, the Celtics, have an average record, and then when we put them onto the Raptors, they should have a better record. But again, I don't have any dog in this fight. I don't know if the 2K developers hate the Celtics, but we're about to find out. So we'll see what their record ends up being. As you can see, they already started off struggling, but we'll be back at the end of the season. I don't care about awards in this experiment, but I cannot draw it up any better. This is how it happened. This Celtics team barely made the playoffs. The 8th seed, 41-41. Now in my phone, I'm keeping track of all the records so we can see how it goes. 41-41. And these, you know, 50s all across the board. I am not messing with this experiment whatsoever. They ended up as the 8th seed. And I'm guessing they're going to get eliminated in the first round because the Toronto Raptors are so dominant in 2K. Boom. It's going to happen, right? They're down 3-1. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It took 7 games, but they get eliminated. First round exit. There we have it, boys. I don't even need to see what the rest of the league looks like. I'm going to do part 2 of this experiment now. Okay. So now we turn off injuries again. And then we go over to CPU offers and trade, turn everything off. Everything is the same as last video. But now we select the Raptors. Again, I traded every Celtics player to this Raptors team, as you're going to see in a second here. And then next, as you can see, yeah, this is the entire roster. And the next thing we're going to do, we're going to get rid of our coaches. We're going to switch coaches. And then I'm going to make the rotations the same. I took a picture of what the Celtics rotation looked like because I want literally everything to be the same. To amount of minutes that players are getting, all of that. So let's go to front office for the Raptors. Get rid of Nick Nurse. And I don't think assistant coaches matter. And then we're going to go over to the Celtics. We're going to, not the Clippers. It used to be the Celtics coach. Brad Stevens, not edit him. We're going to have to go here, get rid of Brad Stevens, and bring in Nick Nurse. Booyah. and then vice versa, bring in Brad Stevens. Okay, so now with this roster here, we have to make the rotation exactly the way it was. So I did take a picture of it with all the numbers that need to be allocated because we need their rotation to be exactly like it is in the first half of the experiment. Okay, so that is all the same. So what we're going to see is if this Raptors team with the same exact roster, same exact coach, has a better record than 41-41. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it, guys. They finished with the same exact record, 41-41. But this season was very, very weird because we ended up being the 3 seed with 41 wins. The Pacers, the Cavs, the Pistons, and the Heat all made the playoffs with sub 500 records, which is very, very weird. But after one test of this experiment, it don't look like 2K hate the Celtics. The team literally had the same record no matter what team you put them on. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this a few times because it's not really an experiment if you only have one set of data. So I'm going to do this like maybe 3 or 4 more times. I'm not going to show you all of them, but I just want y'all to know that I'm still working on it. And this time they actually make it out of the first round, which is dope, which means they technically did better if we're talking about playoff success as well. But again, I'm going to do this a few more times. I'll bring y'all the full results and whether or not 2K actually hates the Celtics. Oops. I mean, they can't hate them too much. The Celtics made it to the finals with that Raptors team. Because technically, if 2K hated the Celtics, then this team would have a worse record than what they did, but they made it all the way to the finals to lose to the Golden State Warriors. So as of right now, all the things are pointing towards no, 2K does not hate the Celtics. But again, a few more times through, and I'll let y'all know the final results. All right, y'all. So we do have a final conclusion. I went through with it 3 more times, and the numbers say the conclusion is that 2K does not hate the Celtics. I know it sucks, man. I thought we were going to be breaking something, breaking some news here in this video, but no, they don't. So I do have the numbers here in the proof in the video or whatever, but the next time we did it, the Celtics, the regular Celtics, won 49 games, 33 losses. They beat the Raptors in the second round, went on to go to the finals, and then lost in Game 7 against the Warriors. Now, if 2K hated the Celtics, then none of that would have happened. They wouldn't have made it to the finals. And then we switched it, like we did in the original. The whole Celtics roster with Kyrie Irving, I put onto the Raptors, and they won 47 games and got to the second round. So nothing really points to the idea of 2K hating the Celtics. But why do sometimes in rebuilds do the Celtics struggle even though they have this such stacked team? And the only thing I can really think of is that the system doesn't fit the players. And apparently here in 2K, what are we in, 2K19? Apparently in 2K19, the system that players are in actually matters. And that's why when we get to free agency, you see the stars next to free agents because it matters what system the coach has of a player. So that's the reason why your favorite Celtics are losing more games than they probably should. So Celtics fans, from now on, don't think that 2K is rigging it against your team. They're not. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. So far, we've done the what happens if the league got rid of a salary cap, what happens if there was no loyalty, and if 2K developers actually hate the Boston Celtics. In the comment section below, let me know another experiment you'd like to see me do. You guys have been killing it on these videos, so we're going to try to keep producing them. Comment section below. Thank y'all so much. Peace.